over and over and over and over and over again, thinking this time is going to be different. No, 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 please. This time is going to be different. I'm sorry. I don't like the way you are looking at it.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're missing the good old days when new entries in our favorite video game series used to fill us with so much excitement instead of just apathy.
We could have killed you.
Maybe you should have.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Far Cry.
You have the right to take my life, but no, I will also take yours.
Are you as tired of the Ubisoft formula as we are? Well, this is the series that perfected it and made it the standard. The monumental breakout success of the series' third entry catapulted the open world, climb the tower, mark the enemies, and clear the outpost formula that has been prevalent in Ubisoft games for almost 2 decades now. This formula for the series almost immediately grew stale, especially with Ubisoft making it the company standard in almost all of their games. And each new Far Cry game has been less successful than the last. It's gotten to the point where with each new entry, the devs would come out ahead of the game to try and reassure fans they're changing up the formula, only for those changes to be almost completely meaningless. All the celebrity cameos in the world can't reinvent a series stuck in an endless cycle of mediocrity.
Do you understand now? Prove it.
Dragon Age.
Not looking good, old friend. This'll take more than you and me.
There was once a time when BioWare fans were spoiled for choice. Love sci-fi? You've got Mass Effect. Prefer fantasy? Here's Dragon Age. Both series took different approaches to the gameplay mechanics and narrative approach, but while Mass Effect flourished and developed a mainstream following, Dragon Age didn't experience the same level of success. But with nearly a decade between Inquisition and the Veilguard, anticipation wasn't only sky high, but patience was also running thin. Any excitement and anticipation quickly faded after the reveal trailer that left the series' darker themes and atmosphere behind, and the game's full release was even more underwhelming than anyone could have imagined. Bland, basic combat, a complete lack of choice in a series known for them, and writing that felt lifted straight from a Tumblr fanfic was the final nail in the coffin for the series and possibly even the studio.
Your battle is already lost.
The Sims. For quite some time, The Sims was untouched as the go-to life sim game and had millions of players crafting the perfect idyllic virtual life. But EA gonna EA, and slowly the series became more about monetization than it was about keeping your little Sims family alive. With countless DLC packs, each more expensive than the last, while also charging for features that were already included in previous entries, EA took what was easily one of their most profitable and reliable franchises and attempted to squeeze every last dime from its dedicated fanbase. With each entry feeling less feature complete than the last, along with the recent announcement that The Sims 4 would be unlikely to ever receive a true follow-up and would instead simply receive updates through DLC and game packs, EA has begun to actively drive their customer base to the competition. Halo.
But this wasn't the mission.
The missions changed. They always do.
There was once a time when Halo was the first-person shooter franchise on consoles, and throughout the OG and Xbox 360 era, Bungie gifted gamers 5 of the best and most polished shooter experiences of the early 2000s. However, once Bungie moved on to a new Destiny and 343 took over, Halo hasn't been the same, and not only has quality been dropping with each entry, but so has fan enthusiasm. While Halo 4 was a solid enough first entry for the new studio, Halo 5, and especially its marketing, was incredibly underwhelming. And then, nothing. For 6 years, fans waited for a new Halo game, only to be met with a bug-riddled mess with an inconsequential story that glossed over Halo 5's cliffhanger ending and did next to nothing to build on the series, to the point where most fans have long since left the shell of the Halo franchise behind them.
Is everyone trying to kill you?
It kinda seems like it.
Diablo.
The dream continues to haunt me, old friend. It always starts with a journey to a distant land.
Once upon a time, Diablo was the king of ARPGs. and Diablo 2 was one of the most beloved games of all time. However, after years of waiting for Diablo 3, the game stumbled out of the gate, although it did recover to deliver the promised experience of its fanbase. The follow-up announcement of Diablo Immortal, a mobile title, was met with wide-scale derision within the community, and the developer's response certainly didn't help ease tensions whatsoever. And finally, Diablo 4 was released to the masses and landed with a resounding meh with the community. Fans cited the lack of any real improvements or innovations in the franchise's fourth entry, and once again the title was released with a myriad of bugs and unfinished ideas. The fact that Path of Exile 2 launched around the same time and gave fans everything they'd been asking Blizzard to implement for years only further soured the experience.
You think me mad, old friend, but I know these dreams. They tell of the future. Hell is coming, brother. Hell is coming.
The Last of Us.
Good job, kiddo.
Holy shit, Joel.
Surprise.
Not since The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim has one game or series been oversaturated to the point of parody as The Last of Us. To date, we have seen the release of The Last of Us in 2013, The Last of Us Remastered in 2014, The Last of Us Part 2 in 2020, The Last of Us Part 1 in 2022, The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered in 2024, and The Last of Us Complete Collection in 2025. While fans likely would have stomached this constant push for the series if it meant a third entry was incoming, they've recently stated there might never even be a third entry in the franchise. The Last of Us games are some of the best in the industry, but no one is looking to rebuy and be constantly bombarded with multiple re-releases of a series only a decade old.
I wish things were different.
Ellie!
But they ain't.
Battlefield. Before the days of Call of Duty, Battlefield was the only major shooter series that had a massive online player community, and the series dominated until Modern Warfare overtook Battlefield in nearly every way. However, DICE continued to release solid FPS experiences that maintained a loyal and dedicated fan base for years. But slowly over time, the quality of these games began to drop significantly, with each game somehow releasing in a more broken state than the last. The game that finally broke the franchise was undoubtedly Battlefield 2042. Not only was it a full-priced game, but it was the most broken game in the entire franchise, with too many bugs and glitches to even count. Battlefield 2042 was so unbelievably broken, it drove players to return to older titles, completely dominating the player numbers compared to the brand new Battlefield 2042. Even despite updates and patches, the name Battlefield might be damaged beyond repair. Kingdom Hearts.
There are many other worlds out there besides your own. They've remained secret from one another because they've never been connected.
A true lightning in a bottle kind of series, Kingdom Hearts is a franchise that by all accounts not only shouldn't exist, but shouldn't be as entertaining as it is. The idea of teaming up with classic Disney characters and exploring their worlds is the kind of thing every Disney kid dreamed of growing up, and by all accounts the series exploded and developed a devoted fanbase. However, after 2 mainline entries and a couple spin-offs, the series quickly spiraled out of control. Relevant lore was built into every entry, no matter how small, and with over 10 games on every platform imaginable, even the most die-hard Kingdom Hearts fans would have trouble not only keeping up with all of them, but also making sense of the increasingly complicated plot that is also told out of sequential order, making the timeline of events extremely complicated, and the series expects fans to know and remember every detail.
Know this, the heart that is strong and true shall win the Keyblade.
Pokemon. Pokemon is one of the biggest and most recognizable brands in the world, and while the series' games continue to dominate sales with every new release, fans have long been crying out for some much-needed improvements and innovation. For years now, Pokemon has become stagnant, with each new game releasing with the bare minimum when it comes to new features or meaningful upgrades. The recent release of Scarlet and Violet was especially egregious, launching in arguably the most broken state of any first-party Nintendo game ever. On top of this, rather than address these issues or listen to fan outcry, Nintendo chooses to sue Palworld with patent infringement, their main competition seemingly for nothing more than embarrassing them at their own game. These issues were made even more obvious when gamers saw what Pokemon developer Game Freak was actually capable of creating: Call of Duty.
I figured if I stuck around hell long enough, I'd see the devil.
How's he look?
Call of Duty is one of the biggest video game franchises in the world, and with over 20 entries to date, the series has no shortage of controversy. COD used to be a serious and grounded shooter franchise that influenced countless copycats during the mid-2000s, but these days, it's barely recognizable as the same series. The increased push for players to enter Warzone and the unexpected global success of shooters such as Fortnite has led Activision to populate their game with all manner of cross-promotion, no matter how outrageous. What was once a gritty shooter series has become something else entirely, and besides this obvious cash grab mentality to draw in fans of everything under the sun, the base games have become nothing more than recycled ideas from past games, repackaged as new and innovative. COD will always sell, but it's far from the same series that gave us the OG Modern Warfare trilogy.
Your years of service have shown you the importance of our work. Here, you'll witness the global scope of that mission in action.
Which beloved video game series have you lost all interest in, and why? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.